Hi, I am David Utter, and welcome to my podcast number 4, Espresso with Vinny, my pit bull. I'm known as the dog fodder, and I'm going to do some good topics today about very controversial positive reinforcement, which they claim is science-based, and people that are a balanced trainer or whatever the hell you want to be, whatever kind of trainer you want to be, right? It's basically freedom to train as you wish without being regulated. First topic is this. Why is it that people, if Vinny wants an espresso shot, hold on. There we go, baby. Boy, you made a bit of a mess, kid. All right. So, back to the subject. Vinny's going to be hyper after this, so just bear with me. Listen, what we're going through today is people that do other techniques of training, which has been around for hundreds of years. The German system of Schützen training that developed training for dogs that were German Shepherds and Rottweilers and Dobermans. They get ridiculed, and they created these breeds, and they had years of success with training these dogs to be sound and reliable and not have unnecessary dog bites, proper training methods in Schützen, different ranks 1 through 7. In most cases, when they were breeding them, they developed this system, the Germans, so that they would know like the probability of these puppies came from very intelligent parents and had risen to certain levels of techniques and tasks and listening to handlers to do certain things, whether it was protection, scent detection, any type of task, okay, cattle, whatever it was, recall, great obedience. Point being is that many techniques have been around for hundreds of years working with dogs. We obviously, as dog trainers, are trying to evolve and improve. What happened is during the 1980s, we saw the Board of Psychology of America get into this positive reinforcement, don't hurt the kids. And I've touched this subject before, but now we're going to talk more about the techniques. What happened was eventually it came to the point where dogs were being treated like coddled little babies all the time. And positive reinforcement trainers went out of their way to shame anyone who didn't agree with them. They were not allowed to be on this planet Earth as far as they were concerned. They wanted to tell them to get with the science and do things properly. So what positive reinforcement trainers essentially have done is they've destroyed the lives of many big dogs, such as Vinny that I adopted, because they couldn't be rehabilitated. Their modification of their behaviors and attacks couldn't be changed by simply giving them lots of love and hugs and kisses and a piece of food. These are obviously potentially dangerous animals, just like Rottweilers and Dobermans and other big dogs, the German Shepherds, because they are powerful and they're used for ranch work and for hunting and a variety of tasks. What happened is that this positive reinforcement, again, and I've touched this in previous podcasts, created the narcissism. The dogs became spoiled. It was a manipulation. It's like asking, sweetie, please don't bite the other dog. Please don't attack the squirrel. And as people have seen, this doesn't work. So the positive reinforcement trainers would rather see these animals put to sleep, put in a cage, give excuses of toys and redirection, a higher value treat. And so many of my clients have come to me for the past decades saying, David, we've tried all those methods that we've seen, and we've given all the little pieces of chicken, and then we moved up to beef liver and cut raw steak right off the grill, New York tri-tip, whatever it was, and the dog still didn't respond. The dog still wanted to do whatever it wanted to do. So they don't care that their system is debunked and proven to be debunked. They believe a narrative. So this is the topic of today. What is the narrative today? The narrative today is if you were to go on and you were to start doing search engines on videos of dog training, you would see that dogs are being coddled, and it's the majority of videos out there. Listen, these people are sheep. So we have people in our society that they're deep thinkers, they use logic, they use critical thinking skills. Now, this is very important because that really is what has defined adults' maturity. When you have custody of a child, you have to think in terms of like cause and effect. So then we have the other half of the population. They've never been deep thinkers. They don't have critical thinking skills, and they'll believe any narrative because that's what child does. A child says, yes, mommy, daddy, yes, school teacher. We've trained them since they were little to accept the thoughts that they were given in the classroom and by their parents and just follow the rules. Well, there's that half of the population, they never got out of it. And now they're preaching. Yeah, they are. They're preaching, huh, Vinny? And so they preach to everyone like a child, stomping their foot, saying, you're going to listen to me. It's the know-it-all kid, the stage that all of us went through in puberty. But the problem is, and he's still kind of going through it, he's not 2 yet. So you have to remember that when we take a steering wheel, our logic, and we drive the car, we think of cause and effect. When we brake, what we're going to hit, okay? Emotions and passion is what drive us to want to be creative behind the logic and the critical thinking skills. The other half of the population has their emotions on the steering wheel, being very erratic. And this is where the problem lies. So what I have to put up with, as many dog trainers have to put up with, and Vinny puts up with it, we'll be out in places, or it could be on social media, and there's always some loudmouth who's trying to impose their science on our training techniques. And I'm fixing dogs to be better dogs, to stay alive and not be locked up or redirected with a toy and a food that they care about it to begin with, and have a happy life. The problem is there's some people that, going back to my steering wheel, your emotions cannot be on your steering wheel. It has to be your logic. We all have to sometimes suffer and take final exams in school, or work really hard in a business and start off as a cashier, work our way up and deal with people we didn't like that day, or health problems. Life is not easy. But these people think life is all supposed to be easy to rehabilitate a dog. And if the human race is the one that's causing these problems to destroy these animals, it's not always just an easy, fun path to fix them. So what happens is we go back to the sheep. The sheep of society, what I call the useful idiots, they never could think, and Vinny sees them all the time, huh, babe? We go through the park, and they always have some smart aleck mouth, and they want to tell you what to do and what tools to use, and you only use love cures everything, okay? And we all know who these people voted for, frankly. We don't have to even go into that. What happens is these people wind up seeing the dogs put down, locked up. They won't talk about that. We'll never talk about the reality of what they've actually done to the animal. And then I tell them kindly, it's none of your business. Sometimes not kindly, depends on my mood. That I'm saving dogs' lives, and they're getting better, and these owners couldn't be more happy, and they won't even believe talking to the owner. So when someone won't believe even talking to the owners that will testify, I have clients that yell back at these people and say, I tried all your techniques, mind your own business, my dog is getting fixed, and it's made wonderful improvements. These people hate the truth thrown back at them. They only know how to repeat a narrative that is in social media, all owned by the same companies, and it's quite frankly annoying. Why is it that good dog trainers that are saving dogs' lives with alternative techniques that have been very successful are not out criticizing them openly in the dog parks? I see people all the time with their little Scooby snack, and it doesn't work when they have a good, aggressive working dog. Now, for whatever reason, I have to bring this topic up because we're constantly bombarded by these people in social media. Now, let's go back to science, because they love to use the word science to just mute us. 1938, who had the best medical schools and civil engineering in the world? Germany would be the answer. No contest. 1938, Germany said, guess what? The people that are causing the world's problems, the science we've finally discussed and detected where the problem is. Everything east of Poland, Mongols, Slavics, Jews, Semitics, you name it, Hindus, anybody east of Poland. And science proved it. They said it was in the science. So some of the biggest war criminals of this world were the weak sheep. The people in 1938 that sat around and watched vans go around and pick their neighbors up, and they all disappeared and never came back. They were cowards, and they were weak, and they just wanted to be accepted, and all they cared about is paying their own bills. And they didn't care how much humanity they destroyed in the path of being weak sheep. I, for my own part, didn't care. When I graduated high school, I walked off that platform with my diploma. I didn't care what anybody ever thought about me in high school. I don't care if I'm the last man standing. I only answer to one thing, and that's my own conscience, okay? I can answer to God in my own conscience. I don't need to answer you. And I am proud to say that I never took a knee. You need to ask yourself today, who are you? Because being weak, you are enabling dogs to be put down, and you're creating a society where dog trainers that are saving dogs' lives, they're trying to destroy them. They don't accept others. So make sure that when you think about dog training, that we are all open dialogue. I am someone who is very open-minded. I've always had friends from all over the world, different cultures, different skin. Matter of fact, this wonderful cannoli, look at that cannoli. Look at the thing, the size of a burrito, right? This one, I'm going to tell you, wasn't even made by Italians. This was made by a French, Muslim, Syrian. He's a Habibi bro of mine. I've known him 18 years. He knows I love cannolis. He made me great fresh cannolis, all right? So don't define who I am. You don't know the dog's history. You don't know my history. Shut your trap and stop trying to criticize all of us. You make a fool of yourself, okay? Useful idiots deserve their title. Now, on a lighter note, I've saved many dogs this week, their lives, and they're going to be adopted out to people with wonderful families. And keep to your own faith and your own beliefs is my message for the public out there, because you can bring a lot of good to the world by being strong and believing in love and what works. The science is what you see. You don't need anybody else's opinion. Have a wonderful week. I love all of you. And Vinny and I are about to have another great cannoli.